Now, look here. This might be a fine time to tell you that I have been insured with the government as a process within my life story to where I can claim authority over everything I gave them as the authority of it, in that I am the being who made it. So I am hence credentialed towards that matter. And it's not released to the public for safety of the public reasons. And I tell you also, children and mighty beasts men, that simply I shall rule at some point. Having made the authority of what I did means me responsible towards the aspect in which I figure out at some point later. America. And I tell you exactly. Obviously, I'm a ruler like England version, where I want them to be connected damned to my freaking power. And I'm a good king. And then I do that stuff, but I do it at the same time governing as a governor, for example. I don't want to be the president of the United States, just an undercover one. What was I saying? That's where I slap a fat bitch in the fucking head and tell them, look, bitch, you ain't looked enough fat to write red. And as a ruler, that is where I make rules such as you can't use a feather in your hair like a hairstyle type of thing, and then write with it in ink, how they used to do, signing the Declaration of Independence or whatever. Because it would mean you were having disturbing gay thoughts between periods of people, which is very psychotic behavior. Meaning you understand that. Meaning there is none of that. None of that. That is what I say as true leader and power and majesty to the majestic core of power and majesty. Or just like society. Or perhaps I shall be a public speaker who screams at the people and they get scared. And then I do. Something that was be warned to happen, knowing I'm a being who controls what happens as a supernatural power. And simply I will make new law. I will provide on top of that dude walking's head, I will provide all power of all law, that I make the highest law, meaning all the other laws are connected to it somehow in it, this law being the ultimate answer law. And hence I command the whole total world. And it's called the world takeover, just like Jesus did, but he escaped. and they were like, oh shit, he escaped and we didn't get to find all the good out from him. Damn, what are we in right now as a situation? We're cheering each other on mentally. This must be a form of society where it's like we are the like government, like everything the government can do, like we are the government. And then they made things like the undercover government when Jesus died and escaped. Because there's no way he would escape if they had undercover government. But I do not know what I am going to do except rule and be king. And that is that. And then all of my family shall rule all the earth forever. Because my daddy is evil and my family is awesome. And we kick ass real hard. And at the same time, I'll tell you that, you know, your lip balm's cool. Now let me get to anyway about my laws. Maybe I'll just invent a few.